morning, everyone, and welcome to Sonoran Living. I'm Terry Olette.
And I'm Heidi Goitia. We are helping kids go places this morning. We are spending the next hour showcasing Valley organizations dedicated to kids.
That's right. And thanks to the Valley Toyota dealers, each of the groups selected this year have received a $1,000 Visa gift card to help them continue their great work. So Heidi, our first group this morning is all about helping kids make connections with animals.
Yeah, we're off to Gilbert to meet the woman behind Equine Connections. It's a place all about the healing power of horses.
Our life kind of does revolve around the horses. It's what I live and breathe. It's what my kids live and breathe and do. Hi, I'm Virginia McCarthy and I'm with Equine Connections. I'm the owner of the facility and we started about 7 years ago. I was a social worker for 15 years and I had horses and I knew what horses did for me. You know, they help bring your inside out so you understand how you relate to the world, and it's hard to hear it from each other. And when you incorporated horses into it, it becomes very apparent and very profound. So what we do, they're called equine assisted activities. We do our typical riding lessons, but we do infuse like mindfulness. Oh, there you are, come here. You're gonna come with me. You're just gonna spend some time with me for a second and then we'll do it. So what happens is a client will show up, but we will teach them how to halter up the horse, how to safely walk with the horse. They'll groom the horse. And during that time of the grooming and haltering and getting them out of the stall, we do practice some grounding techniques. So having them become aware of what they brought to the barn, reminding them that while they're at the barn, they can leave everything in the driveway, at home, wherever they want to imagine leaving the things that they've been carrying all day, whether it be good or bad, leave that stuff for a minute and try life without it, just you and the horse. Being a horse owner is I love it. I think the peace that it brings, it is a lot of work, but it gets you to use your mind, your body, and your soul. You can't neglect any one of those or the horses highlight it right away for you. I began working with, a few kids that had been in foster care or just kids that were, suffered with anxiety and depression, things like that, just on the side as like a hobby. And it quickly just kind of flourished into something bigger and now has become more of a community center. I hope that they leave with a sense of self, that they do have an impact on the world, whether it's negative or positive, but they have the ability to choose what that impact is. I hope that they also understand that other things can impact them too. So when they have a good ride with that horse, they could have shown up in a bad mood, but that horse gave them the opportunity to just be them, and that changed things. So they have the opportunity to see things in a better light or leave in a different state of mind, as well as community, that when they come here, the friends, just because they're not in the same class or the people that they see every day in passing when they come and go, that them and their families feel supported and feel that sense of community, that you don't just come here for the session, that you come here and you've met someone, or you have someone that if something happened, you could call them in an event, or if you just wanted to have coffee, you could call them and have coffee, things like that. As much as you pour into them, they pour it right back. I feel like this place impacts the community, and as it gets bigger and bigger, it impacts more and more of the community, like raising good, confident humans. Maybe humans whose confidence has been broken and repairing that. So continuing to do that is rewarding. Working hard is, it's what I like to do. Horses are what I love to do. And then the way it impacts the community, that's why I keep doing it, is really for the greater good.
Gosh, those are beautiful horses, and they are doing such great work. As we mentioned, the Valley Toyota dealers have provided each of this year's organizations with a $1,000 Visa gift card, and that money was put to some really good use at Equine Connections.
Yes, we did actually put it towards their vet bills. So every year we have, the horses have to be vaccinated, and there's 15 horses that are the program horses in and of themselves. So you can only imagine how much that vaccination bill costs, as well as the hay. And every month the hay is about $3,000 a month. So having that money and being able to put it towards things like hay and the the vet bills is an extremely beneficial and helpful piece. So to be able to have that cushion when it came, the timing couldn't have been more perfect, and what an honor.
Money is a big part of everyone's life, and teaching kids about money is crucial. That's where our next group comes in. AZ Reach is a nonprofit helping kids learn financial do's and don'ts.
I do not want to see you get caught up in debt. What is debt?
My name is Juan Chavez. Born and raised here in South Phoenix, and I'm the founder and president of AZ Reach, a nonprofit who mentors high school students and builds relationships with them. Yeah, today was the second week of our Innovate Young Entrepreneur program, and we talked through financial literacy and trying to get the students we're working with to understand the language of money. So we got about 30 students signed up in our program from Cesar Chavez High School, where AZ Reach is present throughout the week, and we really wanted to equip the students on understanding the do's and don'ts when it comes to finances. We're teaching a 5-week course on entrepreneur development, and we're covering topics like knowing your why. Not just what you want to do, but why you want to do it. What's going to keep driving you and going to keep being the force that gets you up every morning. So when times get hard, you can keep going. And then we're going to celebrate our students, because at the end of these 5 weeks, we're going to give them $100 each. AZ Reach is giving each student who finishes these 5 classes $100 so they can begin to practice some of these things that we're teaching them. It's not a ton to start a business, but it's enough to get them practicing some of these tools that they're learning. Yeah, it's important, I think, especially in a community like ours, so in under-resourced communities, families tend to struggle, and when it comes to finances, that topic alone can cause a lot of stress on a family, and the fear of not knowing, if a bill is going to be paid or if food's going to be on the table. And I think these students can understand the weight of that. They might be able to see the stress of living paycheck to paycheck. When I was young, I didn't understand the do's and don'ts of finances. I learned in my 20s, how to be a bit more successful in the financial market, and it just makes life a bit easier. So if we can equip these students now in their teenage years and give them the education they need, then it's going to help prevent a lot of that stress and anxiety coming upon their lives. Maybe we can see poverty cycles broken, and we can see a bit more ease generation to generation, and less stress when it comes to debt or finances and things like that. I believe that it's better to give than to receive, because there is value in giving back, and there is value in blessing others. When we can do that as a community, we'll see more flourishing happening. We'll see our neighborhoods flourish. We'll see our communities flourish. There's a lot of brokenness in these communities, and our hope is to see some restoration and some hope injected back into these communities, back into these families, so we can see the good that it was supposed to be from the beginning. There's a lot of good that just needs to be uncovered, and we want to challenge our students on the topic of generosity, not to be stingy with what they get, but to hold it with an open hand and to look for ways to serve others.
Oh my gosh, what a great program. Wish we had that. We are just getting started here on this special edition of Sonoran Living.
There is so much more ahead this morning, including a trip to a place where puppets are king. It's a world of make-believe designed to ignite kids' imagination. And after the break, an after-school program giving kids a head start. We're going to show you why it's so important for one community. That's when we come back. Welcome back to Sonoran Living. This morning, we are helping kids go places.
Yes, we are. And our next group is serving children right in the heart of Phoenix, giving them a safe place to learn and grow after school. Check this out.
Hi, I'm Gabriel Ralph, and I am with Rehoboth CDC, which is a community development corporation. I run the PEACE program, which is an aspect of the CDC, and that is a youth program for after school and activities and stuff like that for the kids. This area is called the Canyon Corridor. It is an area that we're trying to build up. So the people here don't have access to the same resources that they may have other places. And we do see some things that are undesirable here that are a little higher, such as just basically illegal activities. We're trying to give people a home that they would be proud to live in this area, because it's not necessarily true for the surrounding communities. And the rent is affordable. This is an affordable housing complex, so it's not like a housing project or Section 8. The rent is based on like income and certain things like that. So just try to have a great community. The kids come and meet us here from 9 to 2. They're free to come and go as they please. We feed them lunch, we feed them breakfast, and we even give them a snack when they leave. Just have a good time.
Here probably for the astronauts.
So to me, I believe in giving children the option to create and learn within parameters. Well, with the PEACE program, we have unstructured, structured fun time, or structured, unstructured fun time, however you want to look at it. They aren't given the chance to be creative and to create, because most schools, there's just too many children in the classroom for one teacher. But here, when they get out of school, I want them to basically be the teachers of themselves with the activities we give them. So they can choose and create for however long they want to create, whether it is like skateboarding. Now we have some skateboards that were donated to us. So we try to get what they're interested in. And then so if they want to play basketball, or if they just want to make mud like cakes or whatever with water and the dirt outside, they even do that. So that's what I'm big on. Just like, what do the kids want to do? Let them do it and give them options and see what they do. You learn a lot, not only because they're physically active and they're not necessarily just watching like influencers all day, but they get to interact with each other. They get to communicate, work on social skills, and they even play across like age levels well together, and it helps the younger ones develop, but it also helps keep compassion and empathy with the older ones. And they also learn a lot just through playing. So I think it does a good job, a great deal for the parents, because they know that their children are in a positive and safe environment. And we even had some parents give us feedback that the aspirations for the children have been raised. Because they're influenced by college students on a regular basis and by positive experiences, they're like, maybe I'll be an engineer. So I do hear stories like that from parents, and I think they're pretty thankful for that. And that I'm thankful to hear something like that, because that's pretty cool. And there's so many other things that I wish kids could do in public schools, but they can't. So here, I'm thankful that I'm able to give them that opportunity to learn in different ways.
Well, sports is always a great way to get kids active and motivated, and that's especially true if the adults involved are dedicated to the game. It's time to meet a local duo using basketball to give kids a future.
This is my life. This is my purpose. I don't see myself doing anything else. I mean, I wake up and I go to sleep at night thinking about how can I make this program better. I work in a support role with her. She works in a support role with me.
We just one day sat down, talked about what we wanted to do and how we can get out there and help our community and help the children learn the skills of basketball. And we decided, hey, we don't see much of 3-on-3 basketball here in the Phoenix area. So that was something that we were keened in on, is getting that started in Phoenix.
3-on-3 basketball, it's a valuable tool to teach the game of basketball, to break it down to smaller chunks, to be able to, one, have everyone get a chance to touch the basketball. It builds their confidence. It builds their love for the game. You know, losing is where the most lessons are learned. So I want them to take these losses and turn those into lessons. So next time where you're faced with a particular situation, you take what you learned from the lesson where you lost and you apply that, and then next time you'll hopefully win.
It don't matter if they good. Y'all good too.
They're learning how to build relationships with other people. They get to play with kids around, not only in the Levine community where we mostly do our clinics and leagues and tournaments. They meet kids from other areas in the valley and establish those relationships with them, and they learn, they grow. I've seen a numerous amount of our kids just grow mentally, overall, other than outside of just learning basketball and just learning how to control those emotions and things like that when they can get upset when they're playing this game. And coach does an awesome job with counseling them and letting them know, hey, it's just basketball, you give your best effort. And I think that's the biggest thing that I see out of these children is just the growth overall outside of just basketball. Both of us come from California. We come from, areas that need, sports in the lives of children, and we wanted to do the same for our community, especially South Phoenix families that need the help, because that's what we look into a lot. Like a lot of our kids can't afford sports programs, so that's what made us want to, do this and make us happy and dedicate any time that we have outside of the normal day to day. We both have children and our children love sports too, so just seeing that satisfaction overall makes us happy. We are in a relationship together. We're engaged and we just enjoy, like I said, sports is what brought us together, and that's how we began dating and things like that. So and now we're here and we're working together and doing the thing that we love and enjoy, and that's giving back to our community and the youth.
Still ahead this hour, we have another sports club to show you. This one really makes a point. This is not your usual sports team, but these kids are absolutely loving it. How archery is making a difference. We'll have that coming up.
And next, Valley teenagers stepping up and doing good work in the classroom and out on the streets. Meet the Key Club, making a difference, when we come back. Thanks for watching. Welcome back, everyone. You know, volunteering can make a big impact in your community. And for one Valley teacher, it's a lesson she's learning up close. Now, time to head to Levine and meet some kids making a difference.
We're talking about the Key Club at Betty H. Fairfax High School. And it's time to meet the teacher who founded the club and has watched it grow. Take a look.
Everyone has something that they can do to help someone else. Hi, I'm Debbie Cunis. I'm a teacher at Betty Fairfax High School in Levine, and I also am the Key Club sponsor. Key Club is an international club that is part of the Kiwanis family, and it specializes in service for children, done by children, and it's a high school club. We have over 92 members in the club, consistently 85 at the meetings, and out in the community on Saturday mornings, consistently 30 or more are showing up for roadside cleanups, for helping with Levine Community Council, for anything that our school needs, our community needs, and all of our signature events. The reason why they show up is because I believe that they feel good when they're around other people who care, who have compassion, and who are positive. They show up, they serve, they smile, and then they bring others, and then they continue to come. And then they come to me with projects. Can we help, get sanitary products for incarcerated women? Can we help bring in shoes for our local Boy Scout troop? So I think they come because there's a void in their life, and they find that they can fill that gap through service. Key Club is my why. I've been teaching for 32 years, and I'm a teacher by trade, but my heart and my passion is to be a service leader, a mentor leader. I would like to leave the world better than I found it. And I believe that Key Club is truly one of those beautiful, safe places where everyone is accepted, valued, and can serve. But what I hope is that as they live the rest of their life, that they will realize that service and experiences, relationships and connections are more important than things and finances. And what really bonds us and what makes us special as human beings is our ability to connect through service and to be empathetic and to be kind. And instead of folks who climb a ladder and then go ahead and kick others down, I see folks who climb a ladder and reach a hand down and pull others up. If they're just empathetic and kind, then I've done my job.
We'll be right back. Thanks for watching.
Welcome back, everybody, to Sonoran Living. This morning, we are helping kids go places.
And we love that, right? Thanks to our partners at the Valley Toyota dealers, this year's winners, they're receiving a $1,000 Visa gift card to help continue their work in our community.
With more than 30 years in the Valley, our next group is nothing short of an institution. It's time to take you inside the Great Arizona Puppet Theater. Take a look.
Hi there, this is Daisy the Kitten coming at you from the Great Arizona Puppet Theater. I'm taking over today and we're helping kids go places. Come on and check it out.
We're getting ready. The theater is closing down for a couple weeks and we're going to actually flip this entire room. Let me get Daisy.
So who is Daisy?
Daisy the Kitten, she's actually from our Three Little Kittens show, where all the kittens want to be something different when they grow up, and Daisy wants to be a ballerina, obviously.
My name is Gwen Bonner. I'm the artistic director here at the Great Arizona Puppet Theater. The Great Arizona Puppet Theater is a nonprofit children's theater that's been running since 1983. We're the second largest puppet theater in the United States.
Attack the hot dogs!
We run children's shows here in the puppet theater, and then we tour shows throughout the valley all year round. What is it about puppets? You know, puppets have this kind of extended make-believe kind of thing. I think there's some people that say things like puppets can say what people can't say, but also it's make-believe and it's fun and it encourages that imagination, and it's a way to do, you know, it's live theater, but still with these completely wild characters sometimes. And we're just here to have fun and go on an adventure. And especially when you're working with kids, that can be a really magical moment. So imagine this is a program that we've been doing since 2008, where we go into the schools, we introduce the kids into storytelling and story writing, and they write short stories. Then 2 stories are selected from every single grade level by a panel of judges. Those stories are then turned over to our professional puppeteers, who then develop that story into a script and into a puppet show. And those are really special. And to have these kids have this moment of like, this is your show, and you made this, and you created it, and we brought what was in your head to life. And, you know, I think that's a really special moment. I'm not performing for me, I'm performing for them. So I can move both of her hands or one of her hands at once. And then the concentration and the puppeteer believing in the characters is so important. Because if I don't have empathy and if I don't believe in what's going on in this ridiculous situation, you know, like I'm fully aware that it's ridiculous, but we have to believe in it and we have to care about it, because if we want them to care about it, we have to care about it. And so just kind of giving yourself to that full performance, which is what like professional actors do, right? Like they delve into their characters. And so I feel like I need to do that with all of my characters. And then I'm playing multiple characters at once. So you got to kind of multitask and have a couple personalities in there going different ways. Just to kind of expand people's minds about all of that and to continue doing children's shows and adult shows and puppetry for the masses, right?
Thanks for coming today, you guys. So happy to see you. Hey, you should come see a puppet show. Wouldn't that be wild? Ah, what a day, what a day, what a world, what a world.
And look at who is joining us in studio now. We have Gwen, and she has brought along a special guest, Daisy. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us this morning.
Daisy, what did you think about seeing yourself on TV?
Oh my goodness, you know, it's just so exciting to become a TV star, but you know, I do feel like I'm kind of used to the limelight already.
Let's talk about the history of the Puppet Theater, because it is extensive. You guys have been around for a long time. How did it get started?
Well, my parents were the founders of Great Arizona Puppet Theater back in 1983. They had been doing puppetry for a while, and then they decided that they wanted to have a permanent home here in Phoenix. And so we searched around for a building and rented a couple different facilities until we finally moved into the old historic church over there on 3rd Avenue and Latham Street.
And that has been a labor of love, the building itself, right?
Correct.
Correct. Getting it renovated, keeping it up to date, and really making it, I mean, this is the home now for you guys.
That's right. It's our permanent home. We've been in that building since 1996, and it's a historic building. It was built in 1929. So we always thought we would know about puppet shows, and now we know about historic renovation. So it's been exciting, but we're so excited to be, a part of that incredible community down there, and of course to be a staple of Phoenix.
Well, just like any starlet, Daisy has taken a little break. So we have another puppet with us, which is really interesting because they're so different. Yes. And you guys make all of them in-house, is that right?
That's correct. Yeah, Daisy's one of the older puppets that was actually made by my dad for our Three Little Kittens show. And this is one of the puppets that we made for our Imagine This program last year. And he's just a unicorn. But I'm here for a good time. I cook things and whatever you guys have to do, I'm here for it,
So what goes into making these puppets? What's the process? How do you get the right look? What materials are you using?
Yeah, this puppet was made by our new lead fabricator, Matthew McGee. And usually when we're making puppets, we first have to kind of figure out what they're going to do, what they need to do. And then it's just about finding materials and what you're going to make them out of. So for especially our Imagine This program, where we're making a bunch of shows really quick, we're working with found materials. So if you look closely, you'll see that his body is actually a cardboard tube.
Yeah.
And then his legs are also these little cardboard spindles that used to have yarn wrapped around them and stuff too. And then just whatever materials we can find. His arms are just simple beads. And then put it all together and throw some mechanics in it, and you can have your very own puppet. So you don't need really high-end materials in order to make something. Puppets can be made out of anything.
So why do you guys make them, though? I would think in this day and age you could, there's probably companies that make these things. Why do you choose to make them in-house and have your own fingers on them?
Well, I think it's because we can, number one.
Okay, yeah, that's a good reason.
And also when we're working with the Imagine This show, where we're making, 14 shows in a really short period of time, we're working with what we have on hand, and we want to be able to have them and use them and everything too. But yeah, also it's just kind of fun,
The fact that you guys take these stories from paper to production.
Page to stage, yeah.
Yeah, page to stage is pretty incredible. And for children to see that process when so much of what they see now is on a screen.
Oh, yeah.
That has to be really neat for you to be able to provide something so different from what they're growing up with.
It is really neat. And I think something, especially with the amount of content that there is out there now. And so to still be able for them to go out and make their own unique original story. And then for us to have that moment where we can take their ideas and bring it to life, and they can bring their friends and their families to see their achievements and how hard they'd worked. I'm really honored to be a part of all of that.
So the Valley Toyota dealers, as part of this program, gives $1,000 to the organizations who are honored. What did you guys choose to do with that money?
Well, all of these shows take about $500 per show in order for them to come to life. And then we also throw a big authors party for the kids, where we have a pizza party and there's cake and there's prizes for all of the kids. So each of the stories gets sponsored, and so that money's going to help build the stories. It's going to go to the authors party and making the magic happen.
Gwen Bonner from the Great Arizona Puppet Theater, thank you so much for being here today and for what you're doing in our community. And congratulations on helping kids go places.
Thanks so much for having me this morning.
That really was so much fun, meeting them and talking to them. They have become a really important part of the theater scene here in the Valley. So up next, from puppets to robots.
I know, right? Watch what happens when kids and technology meet. It's magic for their minds. And right after the break, see what happens when kids decide to help kids. How one group is making sure everyone starts the school year off on the right foot. Hey, we'll be right back. Thanks for watching.
Welcome back, everybody. So far this hour, we have seen a lot of adults working really hard to help kids have a bright future.
But now we're going to show you some kids helping kids. When a group of Valley teens saw an inequity in the classroom, they decided to do something about it. Meet Rainbow Pack Arizona.
It really opens your eyes to how little things make such a big impact on these kids' lives. We're a nonprofit organization, and we plan events to raise money to give school supplies and backpacks to students. When our team goes out for distributions, we make sure to contact the principals to see the first day of school and make sure those backpacks and supplies are there on the first day to make sure they are set for the school year. And a lot of kids get hand-me-downs, and when they get a new backpack, get new supplies, it feels really good, especially if they get to pick and choose their own backpacks. I feel like that's a pretty big deal to a lot of those kids.
I think definitely at a distribution, I remember one time giving a backpack to one student. I saw his face light up and he had a huge smile on his face, and I think it's just really eye-opening for me because it seems like simple supplies that I could get easily, but then you see all these students who are just so happy to get a backpack or a binder or a notebook or something like that.
I'd say everyone, like our whole team, believe that everybody deserves equal education. And unfortunately, there's a lot of areas where students can't get the basic tools for an education. And we want to bridge that gap. And we don't want kids to be stressing about the basic supplies they need when they should just be focusing on learning.
Yeah, I'm the founder. I founded Rainbow Pack Arizona in my freshman year of high school. And right now I'm sitting on the e-board, but the day-to-day operations are left to our high school student advisory board, and I'm really proud of all the work they're doing. It's amazing. I'm really proud of this student advisory board and everything that they've done. They've grown the organization so much, and they make it so fun. Like, they are doing golf tournaments, they're doing pickleball tournaments, and they're all friends, and it's just really nice to see where it's grown to. Whereas for me, it was me and, you know, a few friends, a few people around me, and it was just like, okay, let's get this done. Let's just get this one school, and then we got it. And the next year we'll get 2 schools, and then the year after we'll get 3 schools. Now they're going to different organizations. They're running around town giving supplies, and it's really nice to look back on to know that I started this and that I gave the students and the schools and the teachers something, but also the new student advisory board, something that they can, you know, feel proud of that they're doing.
Yeah, it's definitely not just kids being able to do it. It's a weight lifted off of families, parents, the school, teachers. Them knowing that their students are able to have the supplies to learn makes an impact on the whole year.
And I think now I've just realized that it's helped me a lot be more grateful for the things I have, because I can see how many people don't have these supplies, like these school supplies that I have had basically my entire life. And it's also just really nice to see, like, doing good things, and you can see the good that it creates. You can see, like I said, the kids smiling, their eyes, you know, lighting up, just getting these supplies, and it's really nice to know that in some way I'm helping them, you know, even if it's small, helping them and the schools and all of that, yeah.
Oh my gosh, Heidi, what a wonderful thing they're doing,
Really cool
right?
stuff.
Okay, and you know what? It doesn't only help the students.
Yeah, that's right. The founder of Rainbow Pack Arizona also told us that teachers are feeling the benefit of their work.
Nowadays, you can go online and find like databases of Amazon wish lists from teachers that are taking money out of their own pockets, even though they're already very underpaid. But they are really doing heavy lifting, and they are so appreciative. And it's so nice to see.
In Arizona, teachers on average spend more than $1,000 a year of their own money on school supplies. So the work Rainbow Pack is doing is having a big impact. Our thanks to them.
Still ahead this morning, meet the teacher using his bow and arrow to teach and inspire. See how he is helping kids go places. And next, the future is here, kids and robots. We're going to show you how these Valley students are building their future. We'll be right back.
We are helping kids go places this morning. Kids and technology, you know, they go hand in hand and they love it. So when one Valley school decided to start a robotics club, it was an instant hit. What these kids can build is really amazing. Take a look.
They're crazy. I need a lot of caffeine, but it's a lot of fun. The fun part is seeing the light bulb click on. Just when they finally realize, oh, that's what I need to do.
So this is our clock.
Then they go do it and it works and they're happy and excited. It's fun to watch them do that. This year they come in and they know they have an hour in here and they are probably the most dedicated group I've had in a while. They come in, they get right to it. They know their time is limited and they don't waste it. They have to learn teamwork, most importantly, to make a successful robot. Because their robot won't function if they don't know how to work together. They'll also usually do a science project for competitions as well. They also work on engineering notebooks, which is basically like a how to build a robot. Like you would be able to pick it up and know how to build their robot from it. It's a lot of work for them.
So I kind of like working with like IT stuff and technology and stuff like that. I'm thinking about either being a software engineer or going to college in MIT.
You really get to learn how to work as a team and work together and speak together and just work together, I guess. I think it's just a fun thing for me to do because I actually want to be a pediatrician when I grow up. So
it gives them a step into a world that they may not have any other way of knowing. The engineering and the building that goes into it, it exposes them to that. And they may not get it in the other day-to-day life of theirs. In a competition, 2 teams come up and they have a minute to do whatever challenge it is for the season. They also know that they have 30 seconds to drive for each kid. So they'll hear the ding, 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 and then they switch the remotes. So each person has a time to drive. They're working together to score the highest amount of points. You can see how happy they are, and their confidence just grows and grows and grows within them when they get that. They just work so hard and bring everybody together. And they're learning a valuable leadership skill in that too. It's a lot of fun, and I want to see more schools offer it. I think we're the only one in the area, besides some of the middle schools, that have one at the elementary age. And I hope that changes, because these kids are learning a lot from it.
She's a really good robotics teacher. She really teaches us about the robots and teamwork and how to show sportsmanship too.
I hope I've given them the confidence, the ability to lead, maybe some new ideas for what they want to do with their future, and go from there with it. Some of these kids have already told me they dream to work with NASA, and they want to do that, or they just even want to go on to the next team and win is all. But I hope they can take some of the skills they've learned here and just do something with it.
We have one more group to show you this morning, so take aim. It's time for Bows and Arrows. See how one school is giving kids a chance at a different kind of sport and what it can do for their confidence. That story is right after the break. Welcome back, everyone. Okay, Heidi, when you think of archery, what do you think of?
Maybe the Olympics.
Ooh, how about Robin Hood?
Also that, yes. And now you're going to think of Paseo Point Elementary out in Laveen when you think of archery. That's where kids are getting a lesson in life from a teacher with a passion for archery.
Well, the goal is when you're shooting at these targets, you definitely want to be hitting that bullseye. My name's Jeremy Roberts. I'm the PE teacher at Paseo Point. I am also the archery coach.
Keep it steady. Don't drop it. There you go. When you drew back, that was perfect, dude. You didn't drop your bow.
We practice after school twice a week.
A little better. That's cleaner.
I place 24 kids per team, so I'll end up having 48 kids total. And I just coach them up, and they really try to perfect their skill, and so they can be competitive.
Get bow.
I think it's like a long life skill that the kids should have. I think it's a great team builder, morale booster, and most importantly, confidence booster in kids, especially like if they're not out in these traditional sports and competing, and then they do something like this, is kind of low impact and everything. And it's amazing to see the confidence builder. Being consistent makes that good archer. They know their 11 steps to success. That's all the steps in the procedure of shooting that arrow with the bow. And they just try to perfect it, and they listen, they're coachable, and just those little things that I'll see that will fix them and perfect their shot a little bit better. They soak it right in, and they go out and do it. I think a few skills that they'll have and develop are just, easy communication. They open up, they'll be able to talk to me so we can fix any issues, or how they're feeling, or if they're getting frustrated, and how to deal with frustration as well, because these kids go to tournaments and they'll shoot 5 arrows, and you shoot an arrow and it's a bad arrow, it's missed, or it's a bad score. Can't do nothing about it. So we got to let it go and move on to the next arrows, one arrow at a time. And I think that's really huge, because I think that confidence and builder and how to let things go, they'll start developing that as we go on, and it just overall it just makes them a great archer, and plus have something to lead with. I just hope they have that confidence builder, definitely that discipline builder, and then that things that when you're shooting these arrows, things don't always go the way you want.
There you go. A little left, but still we're close.
And be able to let things go and move on and have the best experience ever. More kids that can get this experience and say something and remember it back in their lives when they look back. I think it's going to be great memories.
Right before you do that, let me look. How'd you do?
A little average, a little bit. Hey, it's my first shot in a long time at 15.
Helping kids go places. We love this show. What a great way to wrap up the show this morning. And of course, we have to thank the Valley Toyota dealers for their support and for providing this year's winners with a $1,000 Visa gift card.
Absolutely. We want to thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.